Tried and Blue, a play on the phrase tried and true. The Erland Tried and Blue blog and podcast covers past and current successes that prove how effective and reliable our construction management services are. Welcome to the Tried and Blue podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Harrison. Today I'll be talking with 3 Erland team members about what drew them to the construction industry and any advice they may have for those looking to join this exciting field. But before we get started, Jackie, Steve, and Clay, can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself? Jackie, you're up first.
My name is Jaclyn Hazlett. I'm an assistant project manager here at Erland. I'm from Billerica, Massachusetts. When I'm not working, I enjoy hanging out with my family and friends. I married my high school sweetheart, Derek, 6 years ago. And we have a daughter, Kendall. She's 1.5 years. And an awesome dog, Danny. He really helped us prepare for this parenting role that we're in right now. So, yeah.
Thanks, Jackie. And Steve, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Stephen Vincent. I'm a field supervisor here at Erland Construction. I'm from Hooksett, New Hampshire. My hobbies, I would say playing sports with my kids, whether that's football, basketball, doing hopscotch after my daughter traced out the whole driveway. I would say one of my favorite things to do is me and my son have code. We say we're going to go to Staples. And he goes, let's go get some index cards. And there we are at Dave & Buster's. Only me and him need to know that one, though. So I have 2 kids, a son, Brady, and my daughter, Haley. And we have one boxer. Her name is Ella, boxer dog, not a fighter. But we do plan to have more in the future.
That's awesome. I might have to take you up on that Dave & Buster's offer. We're going to Staples.
Oh, yes. No one knows. But we just never can find index cards.
No, that's great. Clay, you're up next.
Hi, my name's Clay Hennessy. I'm a project manager with Erland Construction in the Advanced Tech Life Science Department. When I am not working, I enjoy spending time with my girlfriend Tony and our 2 dogs. We live in Berlin, Mass, and we like to ride motorcycles, golf, spend time outdoors, stuff like that.
Awesome. Thanks, Clay. It is funny to see that everyone on this podcast today all has dogs. We love dogs at Erland. Thanks for letting us get to know you a little bit better. Now let's take that a step further. Jackie, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh, that's a good one. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a dentist. I actually took my first step by becoming a dental assistant. I did that for a few years, and in my downtime, I would assist the office manager there. And I really enjoyed being a part of the planning and organization and management of the day-to-day operations, which is pretty similar to my role here at Erland as an APM. So
that's great, Jackie. All right. How about you, Steve?
When I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist. I've always been fascinated by history and, what happened before, stuff people just don't know about. And I always wanted to be the person to kind of dig through it and find out.
Very cool. I mean, in your role now, you might see some stuff that's dug up that people haven't seen before.
That is very true.
All right. And Clay's been on the podcast before, so I'd like to switch up his question. Clay, what is your favorite movie of all time and why?
I think my favorite movie, I guess the movies of all time, are all the Dark Knight movies, the Batman movies. I'm a big fan of Christian Bale, and then just action movies in general. And those ones really kind of take the cake for me.
Awesome. That's a great movie choice. And I think we'll have to definitely rewatch some of those this weekend. All right, let's jump into today's discussion. I'll start off with the questions, and Jackie, you can answer first. How long have you been working in the AEC industry?
I started at Erland 9.5 years ago, and I have been in my assistant project management role for almost 4 years.
Great. And Steve, how about you?
Including my time in the trades and Erland, I've been in the industry for 12 years.
Awesome. And Clay?
So I started out my career as a carpenter, and that was about 12 years ago. I've been at Erland for almost 4 years now, and spent a few years at another general contractor before that. So all in all, 12 or 13 years.
Great. Jackie, how did you get your start in construction?
I actually started in construction, like I said, 9.5 years ago. I started here at Erland. I started at the front desk, became a project admin, and then I quickly became interested in the operations side. So it all started here.
That's awesome. And Steve, how about you?
I got my start in the construction field when I was 20 years old. I put my college career on pause for a little while, and my father got me an opportunity with DC 35, is a union-based shop out of Boston, Massachusetts, where I've done most of my work out of the Boston greater area.
Great. And Clay, how did you get your start?
So growing up, my father always owned a small residential contracting company. So I kind of grew up watching him, build houses and do additions and remodels. And then when I was in high school, I started working for him and then carried on for a number of years out of high school doing that, and then put myself through school at night while I was working as a carpenter.
It's pretty incredible. Jackie, what is your role at Erland, and what does a typical week look like for you?
My role at Erland is an assistant project manager. A typical week for me involves processing submittals, RFIs, change orders, contracts, attending project meetings, updating material tracking, and really anything else my project managers need assistance with. My current projects are in the closeout stage, so I've been working with our subcontractors to get all the record documents for the owner, so we can give them a nice closeout package.
Very nice. We always like to wrap up a project.
Yes.
And Steve, you're in the field, so a little bit different of a role. You want to talk about what your role is and what a typical week is like for you?
Yeah, so I'm a field supervisor, and a typical week for me consists of getting to the job site early to, unlock the gates, get everything open, so all the guys can go to work. And then, also cross-referencing with how many guys they say they have to what's really there, going through everything, making sure the quality of work is, being put into place that we are expecting and the client is expecting. If we see any upcoming issues or problems, we write the RFI to send that into the architect so we can get some clarification on certain things, and just a lot of, tracking, tracing down, and getting work put into place so we can be in that closeout stage.
Awesome. And Clay, do you want to talk about your role and what a typical week looks like for you?
Yeah, so I'm a project manager. Right now I'm working on a good-sized core and shell building in Watertown, and we're starting to near completion. We're in the final push. A typical week, basically, we're in charge of all the financial and schedule health of the project. So it's, updating cost reports, making sure the field staff has all the parts and pieces they need and adequate manpower from all the subs, and then keeping all shareholders apprised to the necessary information, making sure there's no surprises to them. That's always key.
That's right. Definitely don't want any surprises for the clients. Jackie, what is your favorite thing about working in construction?
I would say my favorite thing about working in construction is that it's never boring. There's really not much downtime. There's always something that you can be doing. So your days go by pretty quickly, sometimes too quick, but it definitely helps.
I'm sure Steve and Clay could agree with that. Steve, what is your favorite thing about working in construction?
So my favorite thing about working in construction is definitely the process, and seeing, the job start off as a blank slate, and, step A turns to step B, so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, when you see everything come together and what all the hard work, headaches, and backaches go into making, it's very rewarding.
Very cool. And Clay, what's your favorite thing?
My favorite thing is you can actually see your hard work, come into the real world. So, at the end of each day, there's more progress done, and you can actually physically see, what's been put into place and know that you were a big part of that. And then obviously seeing the reactions of the people at the end of the project is always exciting.
Definitely. Jackie, what about your job motivates you the most?
I would say the project team that I'm on is usually what motivates me the most. I think when you have a really strong team, it helps to make a successful project. So pretty good motivator for me.
That's great. And Steve, what about your job motivates you the most?
I have to agree with Jackie. Being there for the team and making sure, we're all there together. And I think that's a big motivating factor. You don't want to let any one of those guys down or girls down. Definitely.
And Erland's just such a team-oriented company and a family company. It makes total sense that would be a big motivator. I know. I think everyone just feels that across the company. And Clay, what about your job motivates you the most?
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the teamwork train there and say teamwork's a massive part of it. And then also just, continual growth and always gaining new experiences is another huge aspect of it.
Definitely. Jackie, what are you likely to be doing on a Saturday?
On a Saturday, I'm likely to be hanging out with my family or my friends, whether it's going to the lake, the beach, weddings, bridal showers, baby showers. The possibilities are really endless.
I know, you think things would be winding down now that it's the fall, but it seems busier than ever.
Yes.
Steve, what are you likely to be doing on a Saturday?
So if I'm not working on site or if I'm not working at my house, usually we're doing some kids' sports activities and just hanging out as a family.
Very nice. And Clay, what are you likely to be doing on a Saturday?
I'm usually, riding or working on motorcycles or, taking the dogs for a walk, golfing, or somehow enjoying the outdoors.
Yeah, it's a good change of pace from either being in the office or at the job sites when you have a day off on the weekend. Hey, Jackie, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I feel like time just goes by so quick right now. I would say in the next 3 to 5 years, I can see myself still in the same role. I used to think changing up my role often meant like I was succeeding, but I don't think there's anything wrong with liking where you are and kind of growing in that role.
I can definitely agree with that. I think, roles change over time anyways, and you'll probably get more responsibilities or, there's always some new technology or something to learn. So you can definitely just continue to grow in what you're currently doing. Steve, what about you?
So I'm looking for more personal growth. I want to just keep learning and growing as much as I can in the industry and just be open to right-hand turns. And that means, if there's an opportunity and I think I can do it and the company thinks I can do it, I'm always going to leave those doors open. So it's, I always call those my right-hand turns because they're a little off path, but they could be good for you.
Oh, that's great, Steve. I like the way you phrase that too. We should start using that more.
Of course.
And Clay, where do you see yourself?
I want to continue to gain experience in the project management role and, continue to rise through the ranks and progress towards one day, being promoted and getting a management role.
That's awesome. Jackie, if there's anything you could go back and do differently, what would that be?
I don't think I would really go back and change anything. I think we kind of make mistakes and we learn from them. Yeah, I don't think I would change anything. I'm happy with where I've gotten. So.
Oh, that's great. Everything, it really is a learning experience and everything helps you get to where you are today. So that's great. Steve, what about you? If there's anything you could do differently, what would that be?
Well, besides being like 6'5", that'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't change anything. Failures, misfortunes, good, bad, they've all made you the person you are today. And, I found my way to Erland. So, good things do happen out of some less fortunate, situations. So.
Oh, that's great perspective, Steve. Thank you. And Clay, what about you?
No, I don't really have any regrets either. I mean, I didn't take the conventional route through school and, I worked full time when I did it. So, that was a little bit different path than normal, but, I don't have any regrets doing it that way either.
Awesome. And okay, the last question. Jackie, what is some advice you could offer to an individual just getting started in the AEC industry?
The advice I give to someone getting started in the AEC industry is to not be afraid to ask questions. I think there's always someone that might be sitting at the table that has the same question as you. And it's true, there's really no such thing as a stupid question. You could really help out a project or someone sitting next to you just by asking. And the more you know, the more you grow.
That's right. We love that, Jackie. And Steve, what about you? What's some advice you would offer to somebody getting started in the industry?
I'd start with punctuality, being on time. And what I mean by on time is that if they tell you to get there for 7, get there for 6:45, because early is on time is late, because you can't start something if you're just getting there. The other one is no task is either too small or too big. Just do it to the best you can. And, slowly but surely you keep getting more, and just keep doing that as best as you can and ask the questions.
Great advice, Steve. Thank you for that. And last but not least, Clay, what's some advice you would offer?
I would say to open yourself up to as many opportunities as possible. Every single person in this industry has something you can learn from, whether it's on the architect design side or, construction side. Every single person out there can teach you something. So try to be as open as possible and gain as much experience to make yourself the most versatile as possible.
Perfectly said, and couldn't agree with that more. All right. Well, it's been great having you all on this month's podcast. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having us.
That's it for today's Tried and Blue. We hope you join us next time for another exciting sit down with other Erland team members and even maybe some special guests. Keep checking our website to tune in.